Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. We're building up the first T20I of series between India and South Africa. Devashish Sen joins us from Cuttack outside of the stadium. So does Shomik Chakrabarti and Bharat Ramraj. Devashish, tell us what the crowd build-up is like. What is the mood like in Cuttack? We're seeing Hardik Pandya return. We're seeing Shubman Gill return. But tell us about the mood over there. What's the buzz like? We can't get to Devashish
Yeah,
at the
the
moment.
mood is electrifying, Gargi, as is the case. I keep saying that if I came through as well, people have lined up to come inside.
No worries. Go ahead,
Can you hear
Devashish.
me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead, go ahead. We can hear you.
I
As
think there's a
usual.
lag.
No,
Oh yeah.
as usual,
So
Gargi, on match
obviously
day.
people have.
There's a huge lag. There's a huge lag. But while we
Yeah,
get
it's match day. It's sort of we have gotten used to it. Match
yeah,
days, jammers, and everything. It's a pain basically for all the
definitely. But while
correspondents.
we yeah, but while we try to get Devashish back, we have the playing 11 here. We have Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill opening the innings. Of course, we have Tilak Verma at number 3, Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain, at number 4, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dubey, and of course, Jitesh Sharma makes the team as the wicket keeper. Aksar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, Arshdeep Singh, and Jasprit Bumrah. So, a repeat of what we saw in Australia. I mean, this is the playing 11 that we were all expecting. But Shomik, over to you first. Uh, no surprises when it comes to the playing 11. Sanju Samson, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely not. I mean, if everyone stays fit, this is India's playing 11 for the first match of the T20 World Cup. If everyone stays fit, with that rider, this is the team. Sanju Samson, basically, the way Devashish reported from the venue yesterday, it is all but certain that the team management at this point in time sees him as a reserve opener. Jitesh Sharma at the back end. If Jitesh Sharma fails, they will play 10 T20I matches in the lead up to the T20 World Cup. So it is a big opportunity for Jitesh Sharma to cement his place in this 11, in this side. If he fails, then they will think differently. Otherwise, this is India's 11 for the first match of the T20 World Cup. So this is everything is set, and this was totally on the expected lines. I told you yesterday also that Sanju Samson will not be picked, and that's the way it is.
Devashish, can you hear us now?
Yeah, absolutely. I could hear you.
Okay, great. There's no lag either. We have the playing 11, Devashish. Of course, Gill and Hardik Pandya come back. And of course, it's Jitesh Sharma who makes the team in place. I mean, there was a little bit of a debate whether it will be Sanju, whether it will be Jitesh. And of course, Jitesh makes the team. No surprises there. You reported some while ago that Sanju Samson was not warming up. And you were very right about that. And yesterday as well, I think ahead of the practice, after the practice session, you said that chances of Sanju Samson in the team are very, very low.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what it could be because if you are to play Sanju Samson, he has to bat at the top order, and yesterday Somikda and we were all in the same line that yes, if Sanju Samson is to be picked, then he has to be the reserve opener. But Jitesh Sharma, the kind of finishing he gives, I think it was the right move. I am not too sure who won the toss. I think the toss has already happened, Kargi. If you can please update me as to what is the toss and the playing 11.
South
Let
Africa
me just
won the
find it.
toss and chose to bowl first.
So
So
Gargi, that
again,
was an aberration. So that was an
Yeah.
aberration. KL Rahul winning the toss in the final ODI, Devashish also. That was an aberration, right? Normal service has resumed.
Go back to daily business, Devashish. Of course. Of course, India goes ahead and loses the toss, but it is quite funny. It is quite funny to think of because no other team ever has this kind of an unlucky run. But, but at least you don't really have to worry. I mean, you have to worry about dew, but it will be pretty much equal for both teams participating since the sun has already gone down. So that factor of one team getting the upper hand goes out the window. But Bharat, again, no surprises with Jitesh Sharma. He gives you a lot of explosiveness down the order, is able to finish games, and of course, he's really, really good with his DRS calls, which I think is one of the reasons why he makes it ahead of Sanju Samson. What are your thoughts?
No, just one more thing I want to add about Jitesh Sharma. He's not exactly been the best of form in the side Mustaq Ali Trophy. So can anyway, so he's not exactly been the best of form when it comes to batting inside Mustaq Ali Trophy. Having said that, Saban is much better off batting at 6 or 7 down the order. So, considering that, Jitesh Sharma was always going to play ahead of Sanju Samson. I think Sanju Samson is a much better player if he's going to bat somewhere in the top order, but there's no place. Unfortunately, there's no place for him at the top of the order with Shubman Gill batting as one of the openers. So Jitesh Sharma, I think, is a better choice of the two. Just wanted to add a point on the due factor. See, it depends on venues. There are certain venues like in Raipur where you saw, I think, the dew factor coming into play at 6:30, maybe 6:30 p.m., 7 p.m. But there are venues where you see the dew factor coming into play somewhere at maybe somewhere more so in the night, like maybe 8:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. That is when I think the team batting first. It goes against the team batting first. That is something that I've seen in certain IPL games where it seems to get better for batting somewhere around maybe 8:39 p.m. So that is where I think the Indian team will be a little bit wary.
All right,
If you have
Debashish, we
to
just
bat
saw.
first, then I would always
Okay.
say look for an above par total. Don't just think that a good enough total will be good enough.
Debashish, we just saw in the visuals that there were multiple posters of "We miss you, Dhoni," "We miss you, Virat Kohli," and Rohit Sharma. Aiden Markram also, started off that press conference by saying that it's nice that Virat and Rohit are not here. But are fans missing Virat and Rohit?
Obviously, everywhere you go in India, you would be traveling to Chandigarh tomorrow, and I think you will see a similar picture. Gargi, Somikda, and me were there for the test match. Even there also, we saw a lot of fans sporting Virat Kohli and the Rohit Sharma the jerseys, and this is quite a familiar picture. But let me just add to the point about that Indian team selection. I think has it got something to do with the due factor that both Kuldeep Yadav and Washington Sundar. Obviously, either one of them was expected to play. I would have. I thought that India might go in with three spinners in Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, and Kuldeep Yadav. But it was surprising to see that both Kuldeep Yadav and Washington Sundar misses out. Perhaps the due factor might have influenced the team management. But yes, and I think the team management has definitely reposed their faith in Shivam Dubey, both Shivam Dubey and Hardik Pandya. So definitely the team management going in for all-rounders, which has been the case with Gautam Gambhir. I mean, be it across the format, be it test matches or ODIs and now in the T20Is, he has always gone in favor of stacking the side with all-rounders, and that is what is the case. If you watch the team lineup, and Shivam Dubey, Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya, those are your three all-rounders in that middle order. Ragi.
Gargi, I just want to add to a point what Devashish said as a very important issue, or rather, very pertinent issue he has come up with. Kuldeep Yadav and Washington Sundar. See, Devashish, Washington Sundar is a backup. He is not the first choice, although he played in Australia, but in Australia, the team composition was different. But in India, Washington Sundar is a backup. As far as Kuldeep is concerned, you cannot play Varun and Kuldeep together because you have Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, and Varun Chakravarti, three players who don't bat, right? So you cannot have a fourth who don't bat either. So it has to be between the two. In terms of they will rotate, I think 10 T20Is to play, five against South Africa and five against New Zealand, and they will rotate as per the conditions. I don't know how the pitch is. You are the best person to tell us about about the nature of the pitch. But usually at Barabati, it's a belter. It is a belter for white ball games. It's a pretty high scoring venue. We all know that, and we have seen very some excellent hundreds here. Rohit Sharma's hundred in an ODI last year. Before that, we have seen Yuvraj Singh's 100, Yuvraj Singh's comeback 100 rather, before the T20 World Cup. We have seen, so the Dhoni's 100 we have seen. So this is a high scoring venue. And given that, going back to your question again, you have to rotate Varun and Kuldeep because you cannot play both of them, because in that case, you will have four in that lineup who don't bat.
But Shomika, South Africa in the three matches that they have played in this venue, the three T20 internationals, they have lost two. They lost two matches against India in this same venue. And in one of the matches, India got bowled out for 92, and where Henrik Clausen played an outstanding knock. And in fact, the first T20 also, South Africa were on top. So clearly, South Africa has some happy memories as far as this ground is concerned. I'm talking about T20 matches, only three T20 internationals have been played here, and on both occasions, South Africa has won the matches. So yes, South Africa will definitely miss Henrik Claassen, given the firepower. But I think that South African team does have some great depth in their batting when it comes to hard-hitting batters and stroke players in the likes of Dewar Brevis, Tristan Stubbs. Aiden Markram comes back after missing out that series against Pakistan. So Aiden Markram, Riza Hendricks is also back in that South African lineup. So I think they have a pretty decent batting lineup, Shumikda.
Yes, Devashish, what used to happen? I have been covering matches at Barabati since the late 90s. So earlier, what it used to happen, first up, the batting used to be difficult. The pitch used to be a bit tacky. And as the game progressed, it became good for batting. Now, over the last few years, I think they have done something with the center square or something. Now it is a pretty high scoring ground.
Right, and also this will be the first instance where the wicket will be of red soil. That is what Shubhan confirmed me. He in fact tweeted as well that this will be the first T20 international that will be played. The wicket will be made of red soil. So do you think that might pave the way for a high scoring affair once again? Shomikda and Gargi, to both of you.
Gargi should go first.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hear Devashish's.
Yeah,
Gargi,
Gargi, what I
Devashish was asking that this time around, for the first time, it is a red soil pitch at Barabati. So, do you
Oh.
think it will contribute to the fact that this game could be a high scoring affair?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think so. And as you rightly pointed out, Barabati has traditionally been a flatter sort of wicket where a lot of runs have been scored on this wicket. So if there's a change in the wicket and red foil has been added, that just means more bounce and the ball coming onto the bat easier than before. So that means more runs. It's going to be a run fest, and with the kind of lineups that the both teams have, they will go for big runs. 100%. Tommy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I ditto this because red soil pitch. In fact, I mean, this is a revelation to me. I never thought Barabati will have a red soil pitch. So absolutely, they have done. They have made a radical overall. But once again, the ball will come nicely onto the bat. There would be that bit of extra bounce. So from that point of view, um, see, red soil pitches are brilliant to bat on for for the stroke players when it is properly rolled, when it is properly prepared. In test matches, it is different. When you are not watering it properly, it can disintegrate fast. But that is not the case for white ball cricket. So red soil pitches, as far as white ball cricket is concerned, it's brilliant to bat on.
Okay, Bharat. Oh, I was just about to ask Bharat a question, but he's also left the stream now. He's been facing some problems. But Devashish, a lot of people here asking about Surya Kumar Yadav. Is he a concern? Prashanjit is saying that he's the only weak link in Team India and he's the captain,
Weakling,
but weak
weakling.
link.
Surya Kumar Yadav is the weakling. Come on. Means yes, yes. I wrote about it as well in our website. Yes, Surya Kumar is going through a slump of form, but definitely the team is winning. If you see, ever since he took over the captaincy from Rohit Sharma after the T20 World Cup, means he has lost a handful of matches. And yes, his top score being 47 not out that is scored against Pakistan in the Asia Cup. But having said that, it's just a matter of time. And given his intent, he has always given the team ahead of his personal landmark, and that is what has been very impressive. Yes, but yes, this is an important series, Gargi. I must absolutely say that it's a very important series because you want your captain to be among some runs before you head into the World Cup. So these 10 matches is as much as important as Shubman Gill or a Hardik Pandya, as is the case with as is the case with Surya Kumar Yadav. But he is a weakling. I totally disagree. Whoever has asked that, who has raised that point, but I think he is just one knock away from getting a big score.
Bharat, I hope you can hear me because I think your internet has been an issue. But Fly Boys for People is asking only three T20 specialist bowlers. Aksar, Dubey, Hardik are half cooked bowlers, so 225 to 245 runs needed to defend against this South Africa team. Your thoughts?
I don't think you can say they're half decent bowlers or half cooked bowlers or whatever it is, because I think Hardik Pandya is slightly better than that. He's someone who can take the new ball, he can bowl hard length, he has the variations, so he definitely can give you 4 overs. It's not like he can only bowl 1 or 2 overs. So I'm not very sure he can. Then it's only about three bowlers, and Aksar Patel is someone who's very consistent, very good with his line and length. I think he's someone underrated, little bit underrated in limited overs cricket because he does his job, utility cricketer. Shivam, I think the other one, Shivam Dubey, is the only one I'm a little bit concerned. Yes, I know. It was me only who told that he snapping his back a lot more these days and hitting the deck harder. But he did it in Asia Cup, in Dubai. He did it in Australia, but the grounds were much bigger. I think grounds were quite a bit bigger in Australia and in Dubai. That is when you can hit the deck harder and get some bounce and get some wickets with the batters getting caught in the deep. But in India, you get smaller grounds where if Shivam Dubey again banks the ball hard into the pitch, then even top edges can go for sixes. So that is where I think Shivam Dubey might come under a little bit scrutiny if he's given the ball. But I don't agree. It is just about three bowlers because I do think Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya can easily give you 4 overs each.
Shomik, before I ask your expert opinion on cricket, I'd like to ask your opinion on this drawing of Abhishek Sharma.
It's
How
very good. See, I mean, this is a handiwork of an amateur, but it shows the passion. It shows love. You know, there is an artist on Puri beach, and he paints through the sands using the sand, and I mean, he is India famous. It's brilliant. If you ever go to Puri, and if you ever go to Puri beach, you will get to see. It is. I mean, this part of the world, Odisha, they love their culture. They love. I mean, the Ravenshaw College at Ravenshaw College, where Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, Ravenshaw Collegiate School. In fact, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack before his father returned to Calcutta. So Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack, and his early education was at the Ravenshaw Collegiate School. It is a very ancient city, which loves its culture, everything. It's a culturally rich city. Cuttack is a very culturally rich city, so you will get to see such stuff. But one thing about this, Gargi, I don't know whether you will agree or not, and this is a question to Devashish also, because Devashish is our on-ground reporter. I think over the next, and I'm not considering or not taking this five-match series against South Africa in isolation. For me, it's a 10-match thing before the T20 World Cup, because the focus is firmly on the T20 World Cup, and you will play 10 matches. Over these 10 matches, I think the focus would be fixed on two players as far as I'm concerned. One is Shubman Gill, because Shubman Gill needs to get into the, yes, we know that he is the T20I vice captain, but at the same time, he will have to perform. I don't count IPL because IPL is not international cricket. Whatever is someone doing at IPL, I don't count that. International cricket is international cricket. So as far as international T20 is concerned, Shubman Gill will have to get into the groove, because he need to be in sync with the tempo of T20 International as a batsman, as a top order batsman, number one. And number two, the focus will be on Hardik Pandya, whether he can last whether he can last these 10 matches and go unscathed to the T20 World Cup. Do you agree, Gargi? And the same question to Devashish also.
Bharat, why don't you start first and then we can go ahead. Bharat?
Can you come back? This I think again had a bit of internet
Okay,
problem.
Shumik asked a question.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Can you
Shumik, can you
just come
please?
back?
Shall I repeat? Shall I come?
Yeah,
Yes.
The thing is that two things, two players would be in focus, because this five matches against South Africa, this is not a series in isolation. India will play 10 matches in the lead up to the T20 World Cup, and that is their final preparations for the T20 World Cup. Two players would be in focus primarily. One is Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill, because Shubman Gill needs to get into the T20I group. I don't read anything into whatever he is doing or any player is doing into the IPL, because that is not international cricket. That is a rung below international cricket. International cricket pressure mindset is completely different. So he needs to be in sync with the tempo of T20 opening, number one. And number two, very very important, Hardik Pandya, because we know his history of breaking down. So whether he can play these 10 matches, I don't think he will play all the 10 matches, but whether he can last these two series and go to the World Cup unscathed, these are the two main questions.
yeah, see, Hardik Pandya obviously is someone whose body I don't think I have to say much because he's a little bit fragile. So he keeps getting injured. So it would be better off if India just maybe rest him for a couple of games here or there, even against maybe New Zealand, and try to get him through to the World Cup because it's a very very important wild card of the Indian T20 squad. Because he gives you those 3 4 overs, and obviously is very much needed down the order at 5 or 6, lower down the order to come in and play the big shots. So yes, they just he has to be maybe rested for a couple of games here or there, and that then get him to play in the T20 World Cup. Shubman Gill is a capable player, but see how modern day T20 cricket is played with wickets are so flat, who coming into play. Something like Ashwin as well was talking about how it is difficult for a bowler nowadays because that it doesn't grip at all. So when you consider all those points, then someone like Shubman Gill, I think, has to play at a strike rate maybe that's a little bit more faster than what he's doing currently. Uh, yes, if Abhishek Sharma is going great guns at the top of the order, if he's scoring at 50 of 19, 20 balls, then the other player can take a little bit of time. I think, but having said that, I think in modern day T20 cricket, the way batters are hitting those shots, the way they're playing those shots, it feels as if even 250 can one fine day become a norm. So, considering all, I think Shubman will definitely has to get his ramp up his strike rate a little more.
Devashish, there's a question here, and I am Roy saying I think this is India's best bowling lineup for T20 World Cup to start. If condition is spin friendly, then Kuldeep will replace Arshdeep. Dubey and Abhishek are backup bowlers with batting till number 8. But I also think that Kuldeep doesn't necessarily need the spin conditions. That's the beauty of having a Kuldeep Yadav in your team, is that even if the wicket does not necessarily offer a lot of purchase, Kuldeep can still come in and bring those breakthroughs. What are your thoughts? Is this the best? Do you think the
Yeah,
bowling lineup is locked in
yeah.
ahead of the World Cup?
I think I slightly differ. Well, I have a completely different view. That's totally my personal view. I think Kuldeep Yadav is your wicket taker. If your top seven batters cannot score the runs, what will a number eight batter do? Means you have already three all rounders in Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya. So I think if you go in with a Kuldeep Yadav, yes, I somewhat agree that the tail will be a bit long, but at the same time you will have a genuine wicket taker in Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti. They can operate, they can keep the pressure on the opponent batting. Yes, and one might argue that is it not a luxury to play going with three spinners? Yes, that is one area of debate. Means obviously to go in with three spinners, but obviously if Shivam Dube can do the job. If he can get you those 2 or 3 overs maximum, then that will be a world of good for the Indian team. Means obviously they have a Hardik who you expect to bowl 4 overs. So basically, Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya will give you those 4 overs. Varun Chakravarti and Akshar Patel expected to give you another four for 8 overs. So that means 16 overs are sorted. So then now you have an Abhishek Sharma who can bowl, a Tilak Verma who can roll his arm, and but if it's someone if it's not his day, then obviously that 4 overs might cost you, might go for 20. So that is the reason I think you need to go in with five specialist bowlers. Um, maybe you might the panelists might differ, but I think you need when your seven batters cannot score you the runs or do the batting. Do you require eight batters for that batter?
But Devashish, the fact of the matter is that apart from the batting, you have to consider the fielding aspect also. Because Kuldeep is not a gun fielder, and Varun Chakravarti is probably, arguably, the weakest fielder in the world across formats. I haven't seen a weaker fielder than Varun Chakravarti across formats. So if you are playing both, I mean, once again, if you are playing both Kuldeep and Varun, then you have four players who don't bat. That is number one thing. Number two thing, then you have two weak links in the field. So this is also, I think, an area that the team management is considering upon.
Uh, is my internet
Fair
lagging
point,
or is
Shomika. Fair point. Fair point.
okay? Freaking awesome is saying Dubey is a weak link too in fielding as well as in bowling. He can be such effective in slow wickets though. Bharat,
No, no, it's
Dubey.
okay.
Yeah, can I start? Or okay, see, Shivam Dube is someone. The thing with Shivam Dube is definitely improved his bowling. He's someone who's snapping his back and hitting the deck much harder. So I don't necessarily agree that he's a weak link in bowling. But having said that, as I noted, there is one point that could go against Shivam Dube. That is on smaller grounds. If he's going to bowl those back of length, short of length deliveries, then on smaller grounds, even those top edges can go for sixes. I think that is where I think it can go against him on Indian venues, because if you go to Australia, the grounds are much bigger. He bowled one I think he got the Team David out, the dangerous Team David out with a slower short ball balled at 122 kilometers per hour. That tells you how much bounce he's getting these days, because he's snapping his back a lot more. But the grounds in Australia are much bigger. So when Team David tried to launch that pull stroke, he was caught in the boundary. But somewhere on Indian tracks, the ground somewhere at Indian venues, the grounds are much smaller. So if he's trying to bounce out a batsman, even at 130, 135, whatever, even if he gets bounced, is most likely the ball will end up somewhere in the stands because the grounds are much smaller. I think that's the only thing that can go against Shivam Dube, because I definitely feel he's improved his bowling. Someone in the Indian camp, I don't know who it is, maybe Morne Morkel, maybe it is Gautam Gambhir, has pushed him to use his build. 6 feet 4 inches is something that Surya Kumar Yadav also noted when I asked him about Shivam Dube's improvement in the Asia Cup. That is tall man, is well built, has a very high release. Goes to snap his back, bang the ball hard into the pitch. But that can work in Dubai, that can work in Australia because the grounds are bigger, but at smaller venues somewhere in Cuttack, then he could go against him. That's the only challenge I think someone like Dubai has, because he definitely gets a lot more bounce these days.
Okay, game starts soon. I think it must have started now. But we'll take your leave on that note. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Devashish.
Gargi
For all the
predictions. Gargi predictions.
okay, predictions finally. But quick notes because the game has started.
Yes, yes, but it has to be percentage wise.
Okay, then I'm not giving.
My prediction is 55-45 India.
Okay. Bharat, what's your prediction?
India will win this, should win this if you look at it on paper. But having said that, if Dew comes into play, goes against India, then I'm not very sure, because South Africa have been struggling in T20I a little bit in the recent past. I saw them in England. I don't think they're at their absolute best in T20 cricket, and their bowling attack looks a little bit, what can I say, little bit modest. But having said that, Dew or something on those lines, and in T20 cricket, you never know who will, what
Okay.
will happen. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Bharat said a lot of things but did not give us the prediction at all.
Yeah, I will say
First,
India. So I will give 70-30 to India only. 70-30.
okay.
70.27,
Devashish?
70.27, 29.73.
All right. Devashish has gone. We have lost Devashish, so no prediction from Devashish, but I would say 60-40 in favor of India. And I got the numbers right. Round of applause for Gargi for getting
60.26.
basic math skills right. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thoroughly enjoyed the show. We'll be back after the match, so don't forget to join us then. Thank you so much.